Hello there, everybody. From dodging KSI and still talking shit to getting, I don't even know what else he's done, but, well, actually, from throwing coffee at KSI's face and tipping off his head to getting almost beat up and knocked out outside the hotel room to dodging KSI's fight to scamming people now. Now, bro, is scamming people, which is crazy. Horrible intro, but don't worry about it.
I'm scamming a scammer today, but I won't know if my plan works until the end of this video, because as I'm recording it, my plan hasn't really come together yet. So we'll find out what happens, but win or lose, the point of this video is to tackle one of my biggest pet peeves, which is scammers calling out other scammers to make themselves look good. I guess the logic is, oh, I can't scam you, I call out scams. And what kills me is that it actually works. People fall for this all the time, and it drives me crazy. So today, I want to flip the script on one of these people and attempt to have a scammer call themselves out. It's like Inception, but for con men. We could call it Conception. Dillon Danis is an MMA fighter famous for two things: cage fighting and not fighting KSI. But on December 23rd, he decided to be famous for a third thing, calling out the scammers. He writes in a tweet, "Damn, Logan Paul is a scumbag. Feel bad for everyone he scammed."
I didn't see that.
Of course, no one's gonna really disagree with this, so the likes rolled in. But what Dillon doesn't tell you is he also has a history of scamming people on Twitter. And what Dillon didn't know is that there was a detective watching him. That detective was not me, actually. I wish it was me. It was my buddy Zach XBT on Twitter who said, "Damn, Dillon Danis is a scumbag. Feel bad for everyone he scammed." And then Zach showed some tweets of Dillon promoting obvious scams, which then rug pulled. Now, I was going to kind of leave it there, a little nice Twitter dunk, but it got me thinking. You know, deleted scam tweets are the internet equivalent of roaches in your house. In both cases, if you see more than one of them, there's a lot more you don't see. So I reached back out to Zach and I said, "Hey, good tweet, but I want to find out how many scams exactly this guy has promoted." So Zach started digging through the garbage bin of deleted tweets, and we found out pretty quick there were a lot more, but I realized it was going to take Zach some time to get the results we needed. So we're going to go back to him at the end of this video, but right now I had a bigger problem, which is that to show this full scheme, I needed not only the number of scam tweets, I also needed to know how much he got paid for all this stuff, for these scams he promoted. So even after looking through the blockchain, I couldn't find anything. So I needed a social engineering approach to figure out how much he got paid. I wanted to trick Dillon into giving me the amount. The rough idea was to approach Dillon and say, "Hey, I created this dumb NFT project that's completely fake. How much would it cost for you to promote it?" He gives me an answer and I have my price. But of course, I realized he actually knows who I am because he's tweeting about my Crypto Zeus series. So I can't contact him directly about this. I needed kind of someone who could reach out on my behalf, who looked like he would be serious about selling you an NFT collection. And that's when I thought of my buddy Oompaville. This is a guy who's actually really sweet in real life, but his particular profile on Twitter says NFT salesman 100%. So I contacted him to contact Dillon on my behalf. And I told him to say, "Hi, Dillon, I'm launching a crypto NFT platform called sour.gg and was wondering what your rate is for an Instagram story post or Twitter post for promotion. We can provide all the marketing copy. Please let me know as we're trying to launch relatively soon." Now, I guess as we wait for him to respond, let me explain that sour.gg, that website is not a real crypto NFT platform. Nothing in this video is a crypto or real NFT, so you cannot buy crypto from this. I want to be super clear as we talk about this. Not only that, the actual website we sent him to is just a landing page for one of Oompa's candy businesses, but it kind of looks a little NFT-like. There's this little purple monkey thing in the corner. And so I thought it would fool Dillon, and I was actually right. Because Dillon immediately responded with, "Want to do a tweet?" And then I love this next part. "What is it?" I like the order of that, let's promote it. And then underneath it, what am I promoting?
Bro, that's fun. I want to play Hogwarts Legacy.
And it's at this point I realized that this is not only my chance to find out how much Dillon gets paid for all these scam promotions, it's also my chance to test Dillon Danis. He says Logan Paul is so bad, he feels so bad for the victims, but let's see if he's so different. So I decided that this fake NFT project I would be pitching him was going to be just like CryptoZoo. In fact, to do this, I basically copied almost word for word CryptoZoo's white paper, saying the following. Sour.gg may appear to solely function as an NFT collection, but it's much, much more. Sour allows users to earn sweet tokens that are openly traded via a yield that is based on the rarity of a given candy NFT. But just in case you didn't think it was obvious enough, I decided to leave Dillon one last hint. I signed off with a nonsense statement saying, quote, come obtain fun friends, enter exciting zones, indescribably lush. Look out, adventurer. Now, this is a sentence which means nothing unless you lay it out by the first letter of every word. And then it spells CoffeeZilla. Really? So don't say I didn't warn him. Hey, and obviously, even if I hadn't warned him, Dillon Danis surely wouldn't promote a CryptoZoo project, right? Because he's, he feels too bad for the victims. He wouldn't promote something nearly identical. Oh, wait. He said, sounds dope. And then ETH, question mark? And at this point, I'm just a little surprised by how easy this all is. Zero due diligence is being done here. We have created the weakest facade possible for an NFT scam, and he's just immediately on board. Of course, for a price. I mean, that is the one thing he actually did care about, which might not surprise you. And it's the one thing he actually pushed back on, because I told him I wanted to pay him $1,000, and he said, that's pretty low for me. So we negotiated and landed on a payment rate of $5,000 for a 24-hour post about our NFT project, which does not exist. After we settled on that, he sent me payment information, which really established a lot for us. We got answers to most of our questions. First, how much he gets paid per post. And we also got an Ethereum address from Dillon, which I hoped was going to link to all his other payments, but I didn't give him enough credit here. Dillon gave us a brand new crypto wallet just for this transaction, which seems to imply that he probably makes new wallets for every new deal he does, which is pretty shrewd. And at this point, I realized I had a choice to make. I could take what I learned, present it to you guys, and stop this little charade I had with Dillon and make my video. And Dillon would just keep doing this because his fans wouldn't know. Or I could try to teach him and his fans a lesson in a bit of a different way, which is actually pay Dillon to post a link to our fake NFT project. But the twist would be, as soon as he posts that link, it will become a website dedicated to every scam tweet Dillon Danis has ever done. By Dillon Danis. And remember this website would be linked by Dillon Danis himself to all of his fans, directly showing them proof that he's scammed them multiple times. And we'll figure out how many times again in just a second. But I first want to say, I thought about this a while because this plan has its own risks. I mean, the number one risk is that Dillon just doesn't post and steals my money. And then the number two risk is, well, what if he finds out we duped him and then immediately deletes everything? We don't get our money's worth. So to remedy that, because I really wanted to do this plan, was to structure the payment so that I paid him $1,000 up front, but didn't pay him the rest until he kept the tweet for certain periods of time. And to my surprise, he agreed to the terms. And so this is where I'm going to leave things with him. At this point, I have a lot of things to do before Friday, which is the day I told him this whole fake thing is launching. So I'm going to go do that and go get prepared for Friday. I will see you guys then.
Days go by.
All right. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Hope you slept well. I didn't sleep much at all. We're working really hard to get this whole thing figured out. So I'm just in the apartment right here, and we're going to just get ready together here because I got a lot to tell you guys, and we don't have time at the studio to get it all done. So I got to prepare you here. Let me just set the stage for you, though, for what's happened since I last recorded. Number one, we created soursnft.com, which is our actual fake landing page for the NFT project. It's got all these cute Candyland fake NFTs that don't exist. Now, the idea is this is what he's initially going to promote. And then I also created our little switcheroo website, which is just a website with all his previous transgressions. Now, I did talk to some people who were a bit concerned that maybe I hadn't fully been transparent with Dillon, that maybe I should be more transparent with Dillon about what's going on so he doesn't say I trapped him in this whole thing. So what I decided to do, just to make sure we cover our bases here, is I drew up a contract for Dillon to sign before.
This promotional services agreement and release agreement is made to allow Sour's NFT production house company to engage Dillon Danis, promoter artist, as a promoter for NFT defined below through an influencer post 10 cat I don't know how to say that entitled Sour's NFT project. The payment for this service will be 5,000 paid in USD cryptocurrency as defined below. 5K for a tweet. Hmm. Payment scheduled and agreement pursuant. I don't know how to say that. To the terms of the agreement, the artist shall be entitled to receive the total remuneration of $5,000 to be compensated as follows: $1,000 as initial installment upon execution of this agreement, $3,000 payable upon the tweet's continued dissemination for a period of exceeding 30 minutes after initial tweet, and an additional $1,000 payable upon the tweet's continued dissemination for a period exceeding 50% of the total time period of 24 hours for the time of its initial dissemination, 12 hours. Marketing, copy, and agreement. The artist hereby agrees to promote the tweet in accordance with the specifications outlined in a mock-up attached hereto, which shall include but not be limited to the marketing copy, hashtags, and visual media as designated by the company. In the event that the artist fails to disseminate the tweet as agreed, the artist acknowledges that any future payments due under this agreement shall be terminated in accordance with the payment schedule and agreement above. Marketing copy and example, promotion copy and example. Oh, and then they show the tweet. Okay, bro, this word right here, disseminate. I hope I said that shit right, cause
before this whole thing goes live, I'm gonna be sending it to him, and in it, I lay the whole thing out. And this is what I meant by headwinds. This is where he probably will catch us, because in black and white, I lay out our whole scheme right in front of him. So it literally says, like, you're gonna be the butt of the joke. It says people aren't doing due diligence. It says that we're gonna be switching the website to show his prior promotions. So we lay out the whole thing there, and what we're really banking on is he's not going to read any of this. He's just going to see money and just sign it, which is the whole point of this entire thing. So I think it fits. Hopefully we don't end up sabotaging our own project by double checking, covering our bases here. But either way, that's what's going on. Also, ZachXBT finished finding all the scams of this guy. So we're going to go back to the studio and check those out. All right, I'm back, and we have the results from ZachXBT. He found over 20 projects that Dillon promoted and then tried deleting, where many of them were rug pulls and scams. It was at this point he just gave up looking for more because there were so many. So we added those to the website, but I'm sure many of you are also curious about what's going on with Dillon Danis. So we're gonna go check back in with our liaison, Oompa, because at this point, the whole thing is set up and it's all just resting on whether he does any due diligence or not. Let's see what happens.
Ready or not?
Here I come. Where's the next part? Okay, bro. You
tell us where we're at with Dillon.
So he seems to have taken the bait. There's one final step. Obviously, we have to get him to make the tweet. You just sent $10 to him, right? Just to
I wanted to bait him so that we can send the contract, and he's gonna be like waiting for the money. What now? I mean, is he responding?
He said sounds good, and then shortly after he said got it, to saying that he got the $10 we sent as a test for his transaction.
Now comes the actual moment of truth. We're about to send the contract.
Oh my god.
Oh my gosh.
Sending it. All right, and then I'm sending the drive link.
I mean, we've sent the contract now. We're just waiting. We're literally waiting.
Dillon. Oh, I agree, bro. I agree.
Damn.
What a idiot.
That's right, ladies and gentlemen. He agreed. And you might notice that we weren't actually able to use DocuSign and get his signature because it was experiencing outages at the moment, the actual website, but we were able to just have him do a written agreement in DMs that he agreed to our terms. And although it was very shocking that he actually did it, I have to be honest, it was here that the pressure really ramped up because at this point, I paid Dillon $1,000 and now we're just waiting for him to post. And I'm really worried that what if he reads the document in that time and realizes what's going on? But that's when Dillon gave us a lucky break, but also gave us a few curveballs. Okay, big news, boys. A little update. Ahead of schedule. By the way, my heart, like, I cannot take this. I was already telling Oop, I was like, we have to just go forward with this because I'm not ready. I cannot take all the suspense. And Dillon texted us, hey, should I just go ahead and tweet? So we're just going to say yes. Go ahead and tweet.
Just refreshing now, I guess. See what he says.
There's been so much work that goes into this. You guys didn't see this off camera. Dillon starts talking about where's your community? So we have to whip up this community from nowhere. Our community doesn't exist. We had to create a Twitter profile. We had to buy a bunch of botted followers.
An hour ago, it didn't exist.
I don't think I've ever been so excited about something in my life.
Bro.
Please, dude. Come on, Dillon.
He tweeted it.
Oh, that's crazy. 4K
I can't believe he did it.
signature and
He
everything.
actually did it. He just tweeted it.
What an idiot. What? I can't believe it. What can I say? He promoted a tweet which literally spells out in first letters the word scam. I hope this has been highly educational for you guys, that most of these influencers do zero work vetting these projects, contracts, and NFTs. If you enjoyed our work, please consider becoming a patron. High effort investigative journalism like this takes a long time and a lot of setup, but I think you'll agree it's worth it. I also want to give a big thanks to both Oompaville and ZachXBT who helped me pull this off. Please go follow them because they're helping us get to the point where influencers will wonder when they take these deals in the future, am I agreeing to be the butt of a joke? And of course, the answer to that question when you're shilling NFTs is always yes. So anyways, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.
When asked for comments on this story, Danis said the following. Complete lie. He changed the website completely and lied about the project that he was describing. Literally completely changed the original website. Sent or deleted. What? What does that mean? When asked about the contract he signed, laying out the details of what happened, Danis did not respond further for this comment. Why are you going quiet now, bum? That's crazy. That's crazy. Caught 4K though. That's crazy. That's actually insane. Man got him to sign a contract consenting to the prank. This is the next level. This isn't this investigation. This is performance art. Bro, the crazy thing is that those Candyland NFT pictures would probably sell like hotcakes, which is funny. But why? Someone could probably make this project a reality and get people to buy it quicker than Dodge. As an MMA fan and a guy who knows every scumbag being done by Dillon the past decade related to it, I must say this was an epic surprise. Thank you, Coffee Killer. Amazing job as always. That's crazy, bro. 4K card signature and everything. Like, subscribe. See you guys later. I can't say anything else, bro. It was busted. But yeah, bye.